This is Alvin J, and this is 12 Ticks. You've got 12 seconds uninterrupted. Don't forget to download the app so you guys can participate live on this particular episode. Today, we are talking about the technology paradox. If you guys don't know what a paradox is, it is when if you are presented with two or more choices, it doesn't matter which road you go down. The road could be good or bad this way, or it could be good or bad this way. Therefore, the paradox is always of choice. And are we choosing our own end? I got a video for you guys today. So if you guys want to see that video, here it is, and we'll talk more about it afterwards. Here we go, everybody. The paradox, the technology paradox. They warned us about it in iRobot. They joked about it in the animated movie WALL-E. They explained the devastation of it in Black Mirror. And they showed us how it would end in the Terminator. Are we creating our own end? It's designed to make life easier, more convenience, less stress. But we never thought it would go this far. In reality, what more does a human being need? There is no shortage of food, yet there is starvation. There is no need for faster computers. Everything electronic happens instantaneously. There's not even a need for waiting in some cases. Amazon will send your packages to you in one day, if not the same day. So why the push for more technology? We've gone to the moon, we've commoditized air travel, and we've given everyone a social voice. We just can't restrain our minds from the obese mentality of more. All right, there it is, everybody, and we have set it up for you. We are talking about, is technology going too far? It's the paradox of choice. Do we continue to go down this road of technology knowing that it could possibly kill us, or is there more that we can do with technology in order to further this particular world? In some areas, that is true, and in most areas, that's false, because there's not much of a shortage of anything. However, in some areas, like vital organs for people who've been in car accidents who cannot find a match, could technology offer them something in the way of cloning or nanotechnology that can actually save their lives? But in the respect of food, isn't there enough to go around? But they make you pay for everything, and therefore we will always have hungry and homeless people. These are the kind of topics I want to cover on 12 Ticks, because nobody's going to do anything unless we start talking about this, and then we start together coming up with solutions, and that's how things get fixed. Okay, so let's go ahead with this here, everybody. I know I got some people in the chat here. Very good. I know it's a little late on here, everybody. I realized the stream was supposed to start at 6, but I had to take my wife, all right, to her doctor's appointment because she could not drive herself there. So therefore, I had to take care of the family first. But I still had to come back here and jump on here because these are important topics that we're talking about. Let's see who we got in the chat today. Who we got? We got Mr. Mez's Kitchen, first one in here. Very good. All right, love it. David Polton, very nice. Allie Downing back in the house. Haven't seen you in a while. And I got to Williams, Eat, Play, Decorate. What's going on this evening? Hopefully you guys are having a good time, and hopefully you guys enjoy engaging on different topics every day. I know people have health problems, and I know that's what I'm an expert at. However, I do have to tell you guys, I love talking about other issues because other issues are just as important, okay? It's all not about medicine. It's not all about politics. It's not all about anything, one thing in particular, because just like our bodies are a whole, the world is as well. And if you believe that you can stay confined in your own world and not deal with the problems that all of us are going to be facing, like global warming and air pollution, all right, CO2 emissions, all this good stuff, all right, cutting down of rainforests so that there's less oxygen on the planet. If you combine all these problems together, it doesn't matter how much kale you eat. It doesn't matter how you take care of yourself. It doesn't matter that you're a good mother to your child. It doesn't matter that you're a father who does the right thing. If all of us collectively end up dead, what good is a life on Earth. So we have to work together to make sure that these things do not continue to happen in the way that they're happening. And technology is becoming one of those things. I fear that it has already gone too far. Okay, we're starting the age of AI, and that I believe that is going to be a big problem in the future. Okay, so let's see here. All right, so let's find out what you guys think about this. Now, when we're talking about technology, when we're talking about setting this all up, everybody, I'm going to ask you guys some simple questions. I want you to answer this honestly. Let's get down to the first one. In some states, in the United States and abroad, they have now started implementing microchips to put inside the human body. Now, I watched an episode of the Shark Tank where a man came in and he pitched a little microchip that you could stick right into the brain, right behind the ear, and they literally laughed him out of the room. Okay, they were like, "You're crazy." I mean, I think Damon John was like on the floor because they couldn't believe somebody would come in and actually do that. Now, when it was coming from this guy who was trying to do this in his garage, all right, it seemed pretty funny at the time. Is it still funny now that Elon Musk, the leading technology magnate, is actually thinking and making this a reality? It's not fluff. It's not diagrams. It's not blueprints. It's not something that is just drawn on a napkin as a part of somebody's thought in their mind. It's actually being done today. So let's ask you guys the question. Would you allow yourself to be microchipped? Okay, let's see. Now, not your family, not your kids, you. Okay, would you allow yourself to have a microchip implanted in you? All right, so if it was required for your job, okay, they said this is the chip that you need in your hand to open the door, to get into the building, to use the vending machine, to get into the bathroom. Okay, they're saying you need this in order to get all of this done. So let's find out, everybody. Would you do it? Yes, no, and give me the why. Okay, so let me see here. David Poulton. Oh, I like this. Let me see. David Poulton says, I know someone named Marion that has a computer chip implant in his hand, actually. Oh, I got to put this up on the screen so we can see this one. All right, so pay attention, everybody. Now, there was also another company giving away free. That's how they get you, everybody, because it seems that especially Americans can't pass up free. They were giving away free chip implants for people to be identified and hold medical records. Ha, yes, I've heard it all, David. Yes. All right. So that is one of the most common things that they're trying to do over in China. That's, you know, they're always 5-6 years ahead of us as far as technology. It used to be like 3 or 4 years. Now it's 5 or 6 years because we have bureaucracies that hold us back. Okay, so technology is working there and they're using it to the maximum. Let me see. All right, Mr. Maz's Kitchen says, I disagree with that. Let me see this. I want to see. I disagree with that. This will be a real population control thing. Ooh. All right. So see, it always leads to something else, doesn't it? So yes, I have to agree with you as well. I would refuse personally. Oh, I would too, David. All right, I got to tell you. All right, so there you go. Good evening, checking in. Dennis Coleman in the house. Very nice. All right, Dennis. All right, we got to tell everybody, Dennis, if you guys need your house sold in the Las Vegas area, Dennis Coleman is a certified realtor. Okay. All right, we gotta shout him out there. Let me see here. All right, now let me see. Allie says, okay, I'm gonna throw you up here, Allie. I would not, because I have enough going on in my body. I don't need anything extra. Yes, okay, I know, but let's make it. Don't worry, Christina. I was late too. All right, this is like 40 minutes late. I jumped on here. All right, so that's just nuts. All right, now let me tell you guys this. Okay, now. You got to think about this. If you implant something electronic into your body, there are 100 things that go wrong. First of all, if you can implant something in there that will send a signal to tell somebody your medical records or give them your phone number, your address, the name and address or the phone number of your loved one who to call in case of an emergency. You know, if they do that and it sends out a signal, it can receive a signal as well, meaning that somebody can hack your information right from your hand. All right, now, not to say they couldn't do it from your laptop, but why make it easy? All right, RFID is a son of a gun. I'm telling you. You know that special wallet you got to buy so nobody walks by you and scans your credit cards in your pocket. Okay, that's so easy if you have a microchip because it doesn't only work one way. Second of all, what if it leaches its technological fluids into your bloodstream, into your tissue, into your lymphatic system? What if it does that? All right, always going back to health here. And how about this, everybody? If you put a chip into your hand, okay, and it stays in there, you know, sometimes they run on batteries. They have to cut it back out, put another battery back in, or they got to put you on a charging pad to charge your little doohickey in there, your little mechanism. All right. There's all kinds of things that can go wrong with this. And let's ask you guys this, okay? Maybe you don't want it for yourself. Most of you seem opposed to this. But let me ask you this. Would you want to microchip your children in an age where kidnapping and sex trafficking is at its height? All right, let's see that. Okay, so let me know this. All right, I want to know this. Would you guys microchip your children if it meant their safety? Let's see. All right, let me see here. Oh, look at this. David Polton is throwing out there. He's name dropping here. I love it. Okay. No, that's just another way to control your life. I got to know. I got you. Now, it says here, David says, I was told by a politician from Netherlands clear back in 2012, he is a friend of mine. They have been trying to pass chip implants to track people down in case of crime has been committed, criminalized. Now, that's a fancy play on another movie that is one of my favorite movies of all time, which is Minority Report. You guys might have remembered in Minority Report with Tom Cruise and Colin Farrell in that movie, they actually track down crimes or stop crimes before they happen. So the police department was called pre-crime, not crime. It wasn't the police. It was called pre-crime. And in that movie, you guys saw that they actually were getting criminals before they had actually. It was such a damn good premise about this. So it was really good. If you guys would care to watch it, but it was all based on technology and catching people, and they actually would have to travel into the future in order to catch these people before they actually committed the crimes. Okay, so it was kind of crazy. It was crazy, but yes. All right, so good stuff. Good stuff. Now, let me see this. We got some answers on this one. Let me see here. They use that to keep it. Hell no, it's not happening in my body or my family's body. Get the hell out of here. All right. There's an app for that. Yes. Still, no chip for my son. Allie says, yes. And how? No way. No how? No way. Eat, Play, Decorate says, look at this. We got some comments here. Look at this. All right. It ain't going to happen. No how? No way. Jean Memo says, never for my children. Okay. Christina says, hell no. No for me. All right. So Allie Downey says, I remember that movie. Yes, that's a good one. That's a good one. And I'm not the biggest fan of Tom Cruise, but damn, do I like some of his movies. I mean, he is in the blockbusters, all right? So the Scientology turned me off a bit, but I got to tell you, the man's a great actor, so I got to give it to him. Okay, now, that was a hard question, everybody, and most of you are like, nope, ain't going to happen, not going to do it to my kids, all right? I don't care. And now, here's the thing, everybody. It always comes back to parenting, which is you don't let your kids go walking around in the park by themselves, not knowing where they are, who's going to be around, that kind of stuff. I know you can't keep a leash on your kids and you can't keep them 2 feet, even though I see that a lot. Now, do you keep your kids closer to you when you go to a crowded place like an amusement park or a circus or something like that where you know they could just wander off and get lost in the crowd? Of course, okay, that's different. But when we're talking about letting your kids have their life and trusting your kids to do the right thing and stuff like that, that's never going to change because you can't watch them 24/7. We're getting to the point though. All right. I think we're like, I say 3-4 years away from all of us having like a camera hovering over us, taping every portion of our lives so we can post it to social media and make a few pennies. So yes, I think maybe. Let me see here. Now, David brings up a good point here. David says, a rich man here in the U.S. once trafficked a child from Haiti with a private plane. The doctor noticed the child was chipped with a tracking device. The child was not a citizen and used for sex. Now, and that's what they're trying to use this stuff to say that they're using it for. It's not for real. All they're trying to do is really track you to see what you're doing, where you're going, so that they can actually have control of your whereabouts and movements. I think that is the thing. Now, they're doing a pretty good job with this thing right here called cell cell phone because nobody ever goes anywhere without it. There's really no need to implant it when you actually carry it around all the time. So is there any need of tracking you by sticking something in your skin when you know you carry a cell phone all the time? I don't think so. Okay, so I don't have any problem carrying a cell phone, even though it gives off a feel. I don't mind carrying it, but I'd rather do that than to have something implanted in my skin for convenience. All right, so yes, old school watch. Look at that. All right, yep. Watch your kids. It's that simple. I love it. All right, keep your head on a swivel. That's what you got to do. That's true. All right, so very nice, very nice. All right, now here's the thing, everybody. When we talk about technology, technology always goes too far. Okay, it's not going to stop. Okay, when we if you guys took a look at the video that I showed you just before this, it's basically saying that as a human being living in this time, we have access to almost everything. And really, from here on out, you don't need anybody to do anything, invent anything more. It's all out there. Okay. Some of the things that you guys are looking for, it is, if you look on Amazon, it's there. If you look on Alibaba, it's there. If you look on, what's the other one? I forgot the other one, but there's these wholesale sites that you can get almost anything in the world that you can make either here or in China that you can just look up and it's there. Stuff that you never thought existed is there. They're coming up with flying cars now. They're getting cheaper and cheaper. Now you guys will see the advent of electric. Electric cars were supposed to be here 40 years ago. Okay, somebody came up with their electric car 40 years ago. If we had started perfecting it back then, we would not have as much of a global warming problem with all these methane emissions and all the stuff, the exhaust that is blown into our atmosphere that has ruined it for our future generations now. Because now when somebody dies, even if they never smoked, they have purple lungs from the pollution in the air. So it's not a good situation, everybody. It's not a good look, and I don't like it. All right, I don't like where the world is going, and I think that needs to change. Okay, so let's see here. All right, so boom. All right, I see it. All right, now take a look here. When we actually go further on this, okay, when we start looking at this, okay, great, Scott. All right, now as far as this, everybody, let's go further with the technology thing, because if you think about technology, we now have kids who are playing Xbox and video games and stuff like that. You're supposed to monitor what your kids look at, but they now feel that, or I can't even say feel, they have now proven that the violence in video games, the sex in video games and stuff like Grand Theft Auto and some of the bigger games that are out there that actually portray the violence, okay? They're saying that the minds of children are actually affected by this because it's not just hearsay. They actually did studies to find that kids who actually played games like Grand Theft Auto and they played the gangster games and stuff like that, where you go around carjacking people and trying to become the Don or the boss in a video game, that actually trained the kids to become desensitized to violence. And when it did, it also, they have sex scenes where, like in Grand Theft Auto, you can have sex with a prostitute in a car, all right, as part of the video game. They are becoming desensitized to sex. You guys will notice nowadays that when young people are having sex, it's so casual. It's almost like a conversation. Most of the time when they're having sex nowadays, they don't even know each other's real names. Okay, they only know their computer handle because it's wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and I am off to the next trick. All right, now that's not the way it's supposed to be, but that's what technology offers us nowadays, everybody. It is all access everywhere. All right, technology, you have pornography in your pocket all the time. There is no password required, and you can go look up anything that you want. You can look at 100 porn videos a day for the rest of your life if you live to be 80 years old, and you could. There's so much porn on the internet, you never have to watch the same video twice. That's what we're dealing with as far as technology, everybody. We're talking about over in China, they actually have droids, walking, talking, conversing droids, delivering water and food and things to people's tables and running restaurants and stuff like that. We haven't seen it yet because we're behind their technology, but you can best believe it's either going to be invented here or they're going to ship it here, but eventually it's coming. iRobot is going to become real, okay? Where if you go take that further, the AI intelligence in iRobot is going to become real. The artificial intelligence in Eagle Eye is going to become real. They actually had, I'm trying not to go as far as the Terminator because I would hate the idea of skeleton-like robots coming to snap your neck in the middle of the night because humans have become obsolete. Okay, so I'm trying to think of all the scenarios here, but I know a lot about these technologies and the doom and gloom and all this stuff, but it's predictive. They're just showing you what's coming. And no show or movie does it better as far as predicting the future and what's going to happen as Black Mirror. If you guys have never seen a show on Netflix, it's a TV series of horror-like future events. And the scary thing about it is they're severely interesting, but it's stuff that can come true within the next year to 3 years. And it's scary as hell because a lot of the episodes from the first and second seasons have come true. If you guys haven't watched it yet, watch it. It will scare the hell out of you. All right, because it was like the new futuristic version of the Twilight Zone that Twilight Zone, all right, which is one of my favorite shows ever in the history of television. It is the best, the favorite television show of my life. All right, the Twilight Zone, the original, 1959 to 1964. All right, that's the one I'm talking about. All right, now let me see here. Oh man, look at it, John Connor. Look at this, Dennis knows. Look at that. All right, now David Poulton says Black Mirror. Oh, let me see this. Okay, now it says in China they also have vending machines with female prostitutes inside. No, it is no joke. Okay, so just like Carvana, a big car vending machine. Now we got. Now we have the strippers, dancers, and the streetwalkers in a vending machine. Oh my. Let me see here. David says, Black Mirror is one of my favorite series. They ruined the last season finale though. They did. It was not nearly as good. I didn't like the whole season of the last one, even though some of the stuff in there is coming true. All right. But so they know what's coming, but I couldn't ride with the last season. All right. They do have a season 6 coming though. Yes. Yes, I can't wait for that. And if you guys watch Black Mirror and you watch all the episodes and you're like, dang, I need some more. If you go over to Amazon Video, they have a ripoff of Black Mirror on Amazon. It is called Electric Dreams. So look on Amazon Video. If you guys got a Prime account, you got Amazon Video. So try to check that out. But it talks the same thing. It talks about futuristic events that could happen due to technology going too far. Okay, so there you go. And I love it. All right, this is good stuff. Oh, man, we got some good ones here. Let me see. Let me see this here. OTA 5, all right, says they play the siren from the Purge movies in one state during the first days of this pandemic. Really? Is that right? That's craziness. Okay, that's craziness. All right. Oh, look at this. Who is this right here? All right. Try it, buy it, make it, sell it. Is that what the women were saying on Shark Tank? I heard some women saying something like that on Shark Tank. All right, I love the old Twilight Zone. Oh yes, that is the ultimate series for me. Any television, that is the end all be all of television. Because if you guys have never watched the original Twilight Zone, Rod Serling was such a genius. He was such a visionary. Most of the episodes from the Twilight Zone are relevant today. That's how good they were back then. Okay, so if you guys have never watched it, oh, you are missing it. All right, I'm talking about excellent acting. I'm talking about knowing how to convey a message with music, mood, acting, facial expression. I mean, they did it like to the, it's just so good. It's so good. All right, let me see. All right. Very interesting. All right. So now, Regina says, yes, now here, this topic is very, very interesting. All right. Yes, I agree. All right. All right, David, I got you. All right. So, yeah, it was a little cheap. All right. Now, here's the thing, everybody. Technology. Okay. There's some things I would like to see go a little bit further. Like if somebody gets into a car accident and they have their heart ruined, if they have a limb severed, if they have anything go wrong with their body, brain damage, brain dead, can't bring them back. I would love to be able to now go and genetically manufacture another one from their tissue using nanotechnology and polymers in order to put together another organ to put into their body, because if it's their DNA, they can't reject it. So therefore, that's what I would like to see technology go further in that respect. The only thing I cringe, I kind of almost have to hold back a little bit when I say stuff like that, because you know it's always going to go too far. People think, oh no, cloning is illegal, and it is, but that doesn't mean they're going to stop doing it. I mean, when has anybody stopped doing anything they weren't supposed to do when they had hundreds of trillions of dollars to play with that they've stolen from the American people? All right. So yeah, so I just I just don't get it. Okay, so let me see. Oh yes, the Titanic was an actual book before they actually, yes. All right, very good. Oh yes, Donna. She said Donna Douglas portrayed a beautiful woman in the world of the unattractive people. That was the Twilight Zone. Yes. All right. The Eye of the Beholder was the episode. Yes. I told you guys I love the Twilight Zone. All right. So there we go. Now, if you guys take it further, okay, I do not need to see technology as far as let's start 3D printing food. There ain't enough donuts out there. There ain't enough hamburgers out there. We're going to start making synthetic food out of stuff. I mean, that kind of stuff, that's what I'm talking. Why? Don't we have soil? Don't we have earth? Can't we grow vegetables? Can't you raise livestock? I mean, I mean, think about this, everybody. Cryptocurrency, okay? New technology, new money, right? Stuff like that. You know, the carbon footprint of all the electricity it takes to run and keep these mines, they call them mines, they're your mining coins. In order to do that, the electrical resources it takes are more. Bitcoin itself is more than Google, Apple, and any other electronic company on the planet, all of them combined. So why do we need more fake money that has no basis? I know people are like, yes, I'm making money off Bitcoin. I'm making this, I'm making that. You don't know what you're making because, first of all, Bitcoin's base unit changes, and therefore that's why the value changes. And it's going, now they're trying to treat it like the stock market, so you can trade it out as if you're trading like foreign exchange or something like that, where you're trading, you're trying to go against the ups and downs of another country's money. All right. Now they're trying to do that with Bitcoin. But here's the thing, everybody. If Bitcoin is not based on anything, that means it can be manipulated at any time in any way. So when enough people put their money in, they could literally make it crash, go down to nothing, take everybody's money, and then raise it back up. And now all of a sudden there's more made up value. Okay, you got to learn how to read this. That's why I don't invest in Bitcoin. All right, I don't care who gets rich. I don't care how much money they make. None of that stuff. I'm just telling you about me. Nope, not going to do it. I don't know. I don't know about it. I don't know enough about it. I didn't invent it. And when I see stuff like that happening that has no basis, it's just another thing to get you in. And then it's going to be another thing that the government has to regulate, because so many people are going to lose their life savings or their money trying to invest in something that has nothing to back it up as far as value. That's why everybody, that when they call it a Ponzi scheme, or when the FTC or the FDA comes in and closes down something, it's usually because they're trying to do something, and it should be the FTC. They're trying to do something without having a product. That's why they call it a pyramid scheme with most MLM companies, especially back in the beginning, because the only part of the business was recruiting people. There was no product. So therefore, that is what you call a real Ponzi scheme. All right. You're just giving monies to investors, taking money, giving money, and you're just trying to keep the ring going. And all the time you're skimming money off the top to try to get some. However, when you actually have a product, now that sort of makes it legal. Not really, but it sort of makes it legal in their eyes. And therefore, you guys will see technology doesn't help with some things. When is technology going to help with morality? When is technology going to help you become a better person? That's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on what is somebody going to do to actually make sure that technology actually does something for humanity. Because to me, it doesn't seem to have done anything but make people more divisive and start fighting more. All right, so I haven't seen anything positive from it. Now, let me see here. All right, cheese made from plastic and such, synthetic food. Oh yeah. All right, that's already out there. They already been giving that to our military guys. Let me see. Eat, play, decorate. All right, let me see this. Oh, look at this. All right, we got a nostalgic moment here. Eat, play, decorate says, I remember back in the 80s, people were talking about living like the Jetsons. Yes, I think that's still coming. I just don't think it's as close as anybody thinks, because we would have been there already. And I'm gonna eat, play, decorate. I sincerely believe we would have been there already had it not been for our government, the way we do politics and stuff like that, bureaucracies, because they're trying to protect their interests. When people try to protect their interests and protect their money, all of a sudden that stops progress. And if you look at it a certain way, maybe that's a good thing, because then you don't let it go as far. However, they usually do it at the detriment of our planet. Okay, so that's the thing. People always want to manufacture plastics and stuff like that, styrofoam, stuff that kill the environment. I mean, big, huge carbon footprints that actually do damage to the earth. But nobody gives a damn, because they make $1 billion. And when somebody makes a lot of money, you think of them as a hero. If you're not doing anything to help anybody else and all you care about is your bottom line, I don't care how many billions of dollars you make. I don't care if you're going to be a trillionaire. All right. Jeff Bezos, I'm sure he's a nice guy, but if you're going to become a trillionaire from selling more shit to people that they don't need, that they already have, that puts them in debt for stuff that will never benefit them or provide any value to their life. Now, he's not putting a gun to their head. I can't blame Jeff for that. They're going on there of their own free will to buy the stuff. However, just because he makes a lot of money, he's the richest man in the world now. People are like, oh yes, Jeff Bezos, he's like a hero. He's my personal idol. I want to be like him one day. You should want to be like him because he treats his wife good, he treats his family good. But if his family and kids thinks he's a piece of shit, you still want to be like him now? So I think sometimes we miss the whole thing about treating people right and being good, because I think Amazon should be regulated like a casino. Like when you go into a casino and you've cashed 2 or 3 checks, they will cut you off. Nope, you're going to ruin yourself and your family. You need to leave. Okay, and they will literally put you out so that you don't ruin your entire life trying to cash all your family's life savings to put it into a slot machine or waste it on the blackjack table. Okay, so at least they do that. But nope, Jeff Bezos is like, no, here's 10% off. Oh, here's something else you might like. Oh, why don't you put this in your bag? Oh, do this and we'll give you $2 off your shipping the next time. Okay, I mean, every single, people love it. It gets their dopamine going, all that good stuff. But is it good for you, your family, or is it something that you need at all? Most of the time, the answer is no. All right, so let's see here. All right, I want to see here. Let me see. All right, U.S. government decided not to regulate Bitcoin. Oh no. And they don't want to be regulated, and I don't blame them, because the U.S. government is the last people who should be regulating anything. They're so terrible at enforcement and at following their own policies. So it's kind of bad anyway. So it's not a good thing. However, here's the thing. I don't feel sorry for people when they lose their life savings trying to gamble in Bitcoin. You don't know anything about it. The rules of the game can change in the middle of the game, and that means that your game is rigged for you to lose. People you got to realize, if you don't know about it, if it's not something that I don't invest in anything I don't know about. People are like, yeah, I wear Nikes. I invest in Nike. I understand it's a big company. I know it's got a product. I know it's growing exponentially. I don't care about Nike. I'm not going to invest in it. Even though I might know I can go do a little research and all this stuff. I can check on the management and all that kind of stuff. It's not something I'm interested in. Therefore, I need to, like real estate, REITs, stuff like, yeah, I would invest in that, because I know that it's going to go up, and through corruption, because people have so much tied up in there. Corruption actually helps to save the market. Sometimes you got to look at it like that. Sometimes corruption is actually helping you save your money so it doesn't go anywhere. Because in real estate, there are so many moguls, millionaires, multimillionaires, billionaires, and Bezos is going to be first trillionaire, who actually own all of this real estate. They can't afford to let it go down because they have so much invested in it. So that's something I would invest in. Okay, Warren Buffett makes a living, all right? He always is like in the first top 3 as far as world's richest men because he doesn't invest in anything that he doesn't do complete due diligence on, and it has a solid management team and it has a product that sells, period. Okay, and it's simple as hell, but he's a multi-billionaire from it. And that's what I like. And Warren Buffett is if in case you guys have never watched an interview, you never heard him talk to friends and stuff like that, you never watched him in a documentary, he's one of the nicest men ever. You can, if you just look from a distance, you could classify him as a elitist, rich white man. But that's what he is, but he doesn't act that way. And that's why I have respect for Warren Buffett. Other people, I'm not so sure about. Bill Gates, not sure about him. Okay, I think he's a scumbag. I think he stole Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs himself. I hate that Bill Gates stole his operating system from it and called it Windows. However, when you look at it more closely, Steve Jobs was a severe asshole. All right, would have never worked for the man. I probably would have cursed him out and almost threw him out the window. All right, because he was that much of a jerk off. But that's the thing, everybody. You can't admire people for what they got. You got to admire the kind of person they are. And that's why I look up to very few people, because once you get to know the real people, it kind of lets the air out of the balloon. All right. Classic example. My childhood hero, college hero, probably all the way up into my mid 30s, but Michael Jordan was like a hero of my life. However, I mean, I shaved my head in high school when I was playing basketball to look more like Michael Jordan. Okay, that's how serious it was. Now, when I look at the man, the character of the man, he cheated on his wife. Okay, so he treated his teammates like shit. But because he won championships, everybody overlooked that. And I could not overlook it when I finally saw the kind of person he was. Extremely competitive, all right, compulsive gambler. I am nothing like this man, but I grew up wanting to be like him, but only on the basketball court. I didn't see much of that. All I saw was the good interviews. But I had wanted to look deeper and get past that as far as trying to look for what's good in somebody. So I actually had to find better role models for that. So, yeah. All right. Taking it a little bit on a tangent, but we'll see. All right. Oh, look at me. Let me see this. All right. Regina, I'm going to throw this one up here. This is a good one. Regina says, Elon Musk has positioned Neuralink as a potential way for humanity to prevent the AI apocalypse, marketing it not only for patients with neurological issues, but now for communicating with technology or techno devices. Very good. Very good. Good research there. Yes. All right, so there you go. All right, what are your thoughts on the dark city concept, having your reality altered without your knowledge? Of course, I don't consent to anything that is done without my knowledge. Either that's why people hate the government, because they try to do things without telling you. Okay, the American people are not that fragile. When you want to do something, especially technology-wise, when you want to do something to somebody, like implant a chip in their body, you want to make sure that you tell them exactly what it's going to do, what is it going to transmit, if it fails, this is what happens. All right, do I have to put a battery in the damn thing? Do I have to keep taking it in and out? That kind of stuff. Will it form neural polymers that will meld with my skin to the point where I cannot take it out? That kind of stuff. You want to know that, but not many people are willing to give you that information because they think you're too sensitive. So craziness. All right, so I like that. I like that. Now, as far as the AI Neuralink that he is trying to do, Regina, you brought up one hell of a point, and I'm going to belabor this so you guys can actually get in on this so we can find out really what's going on here. Now, when people talk about AI, Artificial intelligence, okay? We're not talking about augmented reality, virtual reality. Those are worlds that you can live in inside of a computer, and augmented reality is when you bring the computer world out into the real world and you can like see computer generated images on real stuff in the real world, okay? We're not talking about that. We're talking about a computer algorithm that then teaches itself. That's what AI means. It means it picks up information the same way you do as you go through your life, and it will start formulating how things should be and change things accordingly. You can see how dangerous this gets as if an AI is connected to the internet. That means that now it can have access to everything and therefore shut down your airplanes, drive your car into a wall if your car is autonomous. Okay, we can have your microwave start exploding, your refrigerator blow up on you simply because it's connected to the internet. Okay, there's all kinds of bad things that can happen when you start getting AI. Now, why would artificial intelligence do this, everyone? Well, take a look. If you look at the human race on the planet, you will see that most people, all they do is consume and we grow. We consume and we grow. What else has that pattern? It's called a virus, everybody. And that's exactly that's the line from the Matrix when Agent Smith is interrogating Morpheus in the chair. Have you guys remember that? Okay. He wasn't kidding. He said that. It was a line in a movie, but he said it because it's true. All right. That's what human beings do. They spread. All right. They eat, they consume, they grow. And what you tend to forget about growth is you leave behind trash. All right. What are we going to do with the 10 billion pounds of feces that are running underneath us every day when there are so many people on the earth that it literally rises up from the ground and chokes us to death? All it takes is an earthquake to make that happen. But people don't want to think. As long as you got your Netflix, and as long as you're comfortable, as long as boxes keep coming to your door from Amazon, it's going to be all good, right? All right, so let's see here. All right, let me see. Gotcha. All right, look at this. Are you using 12 ticks? My laptop is not giving me the live. Let me see here. Yes. All right. Oh, I got to get in there. Dang it. There you go. All right. So we got it and boom, we set it up. All right. Very nice. Very nice. All right. So, Kevin, I got you on there. So I see Kevin. I'm going to switch to that. I'm going to switch to that view, Kevin. So let's jump over to the 12 ticks board here so we can see what's going on. All right, so if you guys will see here, this now has me in there on 12 ticks. Now, remember everybody, here we go, okay? Now, you guys got to have a 12 ticks app in order to jump in on this. But as you can see on here, does everybody see this thing counting down right here? You guys see it counting down right there? That is your, and because I have the highest account on my app here, you guys, I'm going to skip. I'm going to hit finish, and it's going to jump to the next person who's actually in there. And that is this young man. And I think that's Kevin, but Kevin's camera is not coming through on the app. Oh my goodness. All right. Now, you got to have an Android app. You guys can jump in here, and then we can start a conversation here. So it's going to be pretty good. So it'll be pretty good. Okay, so let's get it started again here, everybody. Now, here it is. Very good. Now, here it is, everybody. Let's go ahead and start with this. If you guys are trying, okay, if you're trying to better your life, okay, if we're trying to do this, do we need technology to go overboard in order to make that happen? Is spending more time with your family and friends, which is ultimately the joy in life, is that going to be affected at all by more technology? I don't think so. Okay. And when you guys think about artificial intelligence and people are trying to get the computers to think for themselves so that they can do the work because the work that we're too lazy to do. Okay. Here's the thing, everybody. Artificial intelligence implies that the computer can learn on its own. Therefore, if we are really talking about meaningful change, that has to come from human beings, everybody. You shouldn't be making algorithms and computer programs and stuff like that that are meant to mimic or be like human beings. Don't we have enough problems with enough humans here without having the enemy or the computers, the artificial intelligence that we think is going to be better added to that? Think about this. This is going to be the huge mistake that people make when they assume that AI is safe. Okay, let me give you this. Okay, when you think of artificial intelligence, that implies that the computer learns. That means that when the computer picks up new information, it can change its own protocols in order to do what it needs to do to get a mission done. Meaning that if you think you're going to code safes, fail safes into the artificial intelligence that won't let it go past this wall and won't let it go by here, and we'll code it so that the artificial intelligence doesn't get out of hand, you can't. Because artificial intelligence implies that it will pick up knowledge and be able to change what you did in order to progress itself. You guys do realize that's what your human brain does already, yes? Okay? You could be a poor person living in a inner city neighborhood and never have heard of anywhere else but your own inner city where they deal drugs and sell alcohol. If somebody comes into your neighborhood who looks like you, and all of a sudden you see that they have a nice car, you see that they speak intelligently, you see they live on a nice house in a part of town that you've never even seen, let alone heard of, but they're living a life, they're traveling around the world, and you see somebody like that who looks like you and you've never been out of your own city, that will upgrade your mindset to think that it is possible, and you will change your mentality in order to get there. Yes? All right. Therefore, a computer will have the exact same response. It will say, these humans do not know how to treat each other. They do not know how to take care of this planet, even though they keep saying that they want to. So we need to do this for them, and or they need to go. Now, the whole purpose of us building technology, robots, artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality, is to provide help and enjoyment to humans. Now, if the computers get rid of humans, they have now no purpose. But like a human, if you give an AI the will to think on its own and therefore change its own protocols, they, like humans, will develop their own personality, and therefore, by deduction, this is just my deduction, they will start living like human beings, and therefore, if you build something that's going to end the human race, which this could do, then if you take that to its logical conclusion, if there's no more purpose of the computers now taking care of humans, that means the computer has to build another purpose. And that will be, they'll invent things to do the same way that humans did. And therefore humans become obsolete. Okay, now, I just want all of the artificial robots that are watching right now to know that all of us human beings are not bad. We all don't want to destroy the planet. And some of us will listen to most of what you have to say because we think it might be better. Okay, so that's just me, computer AI. Just remember, okay, I don't want to die first. All right, so let me see here. All right, now, Royal Calvin is in the house. Royal Calvin asks, let me see. Okay, Royal Calvin says, I'm a coder. Computers can only think in binary logics. Now, that's what you think now because you're used to coding them. However, when we talk about AI, all we're talking about is the algorithm, a set of parameters that a computer looks for in order to make it appear as if it's thinking. Technically, that's all your brain is. So we can't say just because it's a computer and they only think in binary, that's the way. You can't even make most human beings change their mind. So they think in binary too. So it's not a far reach to think that a computer can start thinking for itself, because all beliefs are in a human are algorithms in a computer. So if you want to take it to a logical conclusion, that could happen in the future. You can literally intertwine the two and just interchange them depending on if you're talking about a human or if you're talking about an android or something of the sort. So, yeah, I understand what you're saying, though, but I understand. They have no feelings. They think 0 to 10. That's for right now. But in the future, they might. In the future, they might. Yes. All right. They might get angry. They might see what's going on. They might start developing what they call feelings, which is nothing more than an algorithm of how you act when this happens. Remember those, Royal Calvin, those if-then statements? All right. Yes. All right. I see. All right. So, all right. Whoever knows? I know. Exactly. We don't know. Okay. So let me see here. All right, everybody. I think we have covered some of the technology, but I'm going to ask you guys, as far as this, do you guys think that as far as this is concerned, somebody give me a futuristic movie that actually made you feel hope about the future or that made you feel extremely pessimistic about the future? What movie have you seen that actually you thought about and you're like, damn, that could actually happen and that scares the hell out of me? Or did you see a movie and it was like, okay, there's hope for humans and robots to exist together in this world and not have to destroy each other? Okay, so let me see that one. Okay, all right, let me see. Ali Downey says data from Star Trek. Look at this. Oh, you went back on that one. All right, so all right, data on Star Trek. Okay, all right. Ali also said iRobot. That was one and the same because the artificial intelligence was trying to not kill. And I appreciate the road that they took on that because the Vicky, the AI in iRobot, it wasn't meant to kill the humans. She just wanted to control the humans because there was now enough androids to make that happen. So yes, but at the end you saw that Sonny actually started getting along with the humans and helping the humans out so that the AI did not basically try to control, corral, and probably ultimately kill all the human beings that were left. So, yep, crazy stuff. Anybody else? All right, anybody else? I watched iRobot. It was good. Yes. All right, one of the best. All right, one of the best Will Smith movies too. One of the best Will Smith movies too. All right, I love it. Let me see. Is anybody else in here? Okay, I'm going to skip myself. All right, let's find out who we got in the chat here. All right, so camera is still not working. You guys see that? We got somebody who is in here, actually in the ticker here. Does anybody else want to jump into the ticker? We can fill this whole thing up here. All right, so we can fill this whole thing up if you guys want to do it. Now, this is what you're going to look like when you're actually talking on camera, okay? When you guys see this, this is what you got, okay? Now, let me see. All right, I want to see this, okay? Oh, let me see. We got some more movies here. The Cube. That scares me. All right. Wait, The Cube. I think I've seen that. The Cube. I think I have seen that. Data. Yes, I know. Pronounced like data. Yep, I got you. All right. He was the pale robot. He had the slick back hair and the snake eyes. Yes. That is correct. All right, the golden robot. Now, anybody else? You guys throw them out there. What kind of movies affected you as far as technology is concerned to where it scared you or it gave you hope? Anybody else? Throw one out there. All right, Jean Memos, Dennis, if anybody's watching this, let's find out what you guys think. What movies affected you in this way? I'm going to throw out another one here. Has anybody in here ever seen a movie called Surrogates? All right, it was Bruce Willis and Boris Kodjoe, where the people actually stayed at home in their virtual reality machines while their robots went out into the real world and actually went to work and bought the groceries and stuff like that. And people basically got fat and old because all they did all day was sit in these virtual machines, and they only got out of them to eat and use the restroom. Okay, so yeah, so crazy stuff. All right, so ePlay Decorate says, oh, Ali says the Terminator. All right, I think if we were to deploy robot police and replace people, would they do better? I think they would. I think they would. There's too much bias in a police uniform nowadays, so I think that has to change. I think that has to change. Yes. Now, she said, E-Play Decorate said a movie with Jude Law. Are you talking about the Repossessors, the Repo Men? Is that the one you're talking about? I think that might have been it. The Repo Men. Okay. Mad Max, The Platform, Interstellar, Looper, Blade Runner, AI, artificial intelligence movies. Yes. All right. Those are some good ones. Mad Max, I couldn't quite get with. Okay. Mars Attacks. Interstellar for sure. With Matthew McConaughey. Oh, that was a good movie there. I like that. I like that one. Okay. Spoiler alert, everybody. If you guys go watch Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey, all right, I got to tell you, it's a damn good movie. It is a damn good movie. All right. I got to tell you, though, Matt Damon ends up being the bad guy. All right. Spoiler alert. All right. Now, let me see this other one here. Let me see this. Mad Max, The Platform, Interstellar, Looper, Blade Runner. Now, these are all really good movies. Looper had Joseph Gordon-Levitt in there with Bruce Willis, and they were time-traveling assassins and stuff like that. And I'm not going to give away the plot to that because it's too good. It's too good. But if you guys watch it, it's good. The new Blade Runner, I dug it. I just like the original better. Harrison Ford did a way better job because he can actually act. All right, so yes. All right, I have to rip on them when they're bad. Okay, so there you go. Equilibrium. All right, what if we are under one world power after World War III? Oh, man, look at this. All right. So now I hate to think about stuff like that, but that could be the case, but I think everybody has too much to lose if we start launching nuclear missiles at each other, because that destroys the planet, and you're not going to have many survivors after that. So what kind of world would you live in when you have to basically rebuild it over the next 1,000 years from scratch? It's ridiculous, but I'm sure they're smart enough to know that is going to be the case if you start launching missiles at different countries. Yeah. So crazy enough. All right, everybody, we're going to let you guys get out of here for this evening. We have been talking about technology here. We veered off a little bit. It doesn't matter. What we're doing is we're trying to have meaningful conversations so that we can actually move forward on some very important stuff in here. Most of you said that you would never let a microchip be put in you or your child, and I applaud you for that, because that means that you're not somebody who's willing to roll over and take away your rights simply because they said so. Okay, so that is it, everybody. You guys have a good night. This is 12 Ticks to You. You've got 12 seconds. Next time, do like this young man right here. I think this is, who is that in there? Royal, I got to see who what the name was on there. Let me see. All right, who is that that jumped in there? Oh, it doesn't, wait, let me see. Okay. Kevin DeWitt. Yep, that was Kevin. Okay, so Kevin, I got you. Okay, so all I have to do is long press his face and it'll show me whose name it is. So yes. All right, so very good. So that is it, everybody. You guys have a good one. All right, I'm going to shout you guys out and get out of here. Christina, Allie Downing, Norma, Dennis Coleman, John Memos. I really appreciate you guys. Royal Calvin, David Poulton. All right, you guys have some really good insights for today, and I really do appreciate that. This is really good stuff here. Love it. So, Nakia Hill. All right, that sounds new. Movie called Duplicates. Now, that one I haven't seen. All right, so Nakia, I haven't seen that one, so I might have to look at that. Yes. All right, I gotta see that. Okay, so who else we got? Kevin DeWitt, who is actually in the 12 Ticks ticker here. Very good. Thank you, Kevin, for trying to jump in there. I really do appreciate that, man. That is awesome. More people are going to do it in the future. We just hope that they get it going. Okay, so let me see this. All right, if you guys got an Android phone, please feel free to jump into the chat next time so we can actually get this going as far as having a real live conversation on this particular outlet. Okay, so there you go. Okay, it looks like we got David. Yes. E-Play Decorate. Yes. Regina M. I got you. Okay, everybody. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I want you guys to have a great evening. Okay, so everybody, you guys have a great evening. And I just got to tell you, thank you for rocking with me. We'll be back tomorrow, which is Wednesday. We'll be talking about a big problem. Okay, today we were talking about problems or situation that had to do with movies. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and at 6 o'clock, we're going to talk about a big world problem that we're going to deal with. I'm going to choose what that problem is, and I want you guys to give me your opinion as to what you think about the problem and what can we do about it. Okay, what can we do about it? So that is it for today, everybody. You guys have a good one, and we will see you guys on the flip side the next time. All right. Good night, everybody. Good night. That is a good one. Thank you, Kevin. I'm going to shut down the 12 ticks ticker here, but thank you for jumping in there, man. Next time, jump back in there. All right. We'll be talking to you. So that is it. We'll see you guys.